Good evening, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to retireintherp.com. I'm David. I'm your host. We have a channel on Facebook. We have a channel on WordPress. It's retireintherp.wordpress.com. And of course, you can catch our videos on YouTube too, Retire in the RP. If you do enjoy our videos, please like and subscribe and share. Our goal is to get 1,000 subscribers to start. We want more than that eventually. We want tons of them. And plenty of listens. Not for selfish, but that allows us to have advertising and get monetized. And we're not going to charge a subscription. I'm not going to send you an email asking you to send money. That's not going to happen. We also have our Patreon page, which is found on our WordPress page. So please, if you like the channel, you like what we're doing, you want to help out, by all means do so. Today's subject is you cannot own land in the Philippines. Due to technical issues, I was not able to get this out earlier in the day. I've been trying to, but sometimes things happen. The good thing is just knowing the title, we've had a lot of response, more response than any other video that we've put out. And I shared it on a couple of other pages, Expats in the Philippines, which is a good page. I'm not recommending you go away from that one. Keep checking that out. They've got a lot of subscribers, a lot of people with a lot of good knowledge. Now, let me just go ahead and say this. And again, the title is You Cannot Own Land in the Philippines. Now, we had a lot of people, both pro and con, saying you can, saying you can't. I didn't agree with everybody, but I do appreciate the way y'all as users and patrons of the channel and viewers of the channel. Professionally, if you want to do that, handle the comments. The comments were all well within the range of being reasonable and talking and discussing, because that's what this is about. Maybe somewhere along the line, I'll find out some new information, or somebody else will, and we'll put it up. And I've saw comments that were both pro and con, but I'll tell you what I understand. This is what I suggest you do. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not the world's greatest brain with the internet hooked up behind a little chip so I can walk around all glassy-eyed going, yee. I'm just an American who's retired, married to a Filipina, have her children that we have stepsons, which are good guys. Maybe one day you can meet them on our other channel, Irwin Family in the Philippines, because we're going to put more personal stuff on that and share that too. The one thing I can and will tell you, and this is what I've known, this is what I've always found, and this is the way I believe it is. Number one, everything I've ever found out that an individual who is not a Filipino citizen cannot own property. And somebody pointed this out, and I agree with them on that, is that if you have a corporation which is 60% owned Filipino, 40% owned foreigner, then you can. So that's something to look into and to understand or to find out about. If you decide that you want to go into some kind of business or something that would involve land, owning, not renting, because you can lease it, then I would suggest you see an attorney. Do your research, do your due diligence, and see an attorney. And in that way, they can give you the information, and they've got their 2 cents worth in. So if they give you bad information, their fat's in the fire too. Absolutely. But that is mainly what we're talking about. And like I said, I had a lot of good comments, both pro, you cannot, and con, you can, giving specific means and ways of doing it. There's one way I know that you can have property. If you're married to a Filipino citizen, you can be on the deed, but you're not going to be, like I said, somebody, I can't remember exactly what the comment said, and spouse of Filipino citizen. Boom. So you've got that possibility there. So, I'm just going to tell you right now, don't get tricked in unless you've got a lawyer to help you out, because not everybody in the Philippines, it's basically an honest country, but not everybody in the Philippines is honest. There's some scam artists around here too that will try to do whatever it is. Well, it happens in the United States. Some sorry clown tried to sell the Brooklyn Bridge in New York City and found a dummy to buy it. I'm just saying, watch your P's and Q's, know your rights, know your laws. Don't just jump into anything blind. Like we say in the South, you don't want to buy a pig in a poke, which means that you could open that pig and it'd be a rat or something you don't want. It wouldn't be what you paid for. So don't buy a pig in a poke. If you have questions, my wife is a real estate agent. She currently is doing call center work. We would like to get to it, and we'll just kind of touch on this right quick, and then I'm going to shut this one off because I got other interesting stuff to talk about in the next video. And this time I'm going to record it before I even put it up so I can let you know it's coming. But number one thing, thank you all. Whether I agreed with you or not, thank you all for the way you handled yourself and the way y'all posted your comments. Thank you for liking the videos, and thank you for liking the page. Just be active. I want to try to put stuff on here with a regular occasion, a couple of times a week, like probably Tuesday and Friday. I can't guarantee exactly, so we'll get the weekend out. And then here's what we're planning, what we're trying to do, and we're working on it. So if there's anything you can do to help us out, we would appreciate it. We have Patreon. I'll also post her PayPal account where you can send money that way. I have a GCash. She has a GCash. And, hey, we're just hardworking people trying to make a living. And that's what we're looking to do. Our goal is to move to Bukidnon in a town called Merrimack. It's actually about the fourth, I think, maybe, largest city in Mindanao. On that part of it. You've got Davao and you've got Cagayan de Oro. And then you've got, in Bukidnon, you've got Valencia and Malaybalay. And then Merrimack is just down there. It's a beautiful little town. Hopefully we can figure out a way to get moved down there, which is why we're doing the extra work instead of sitting around with a tin cup out. So I'm retired disabled. My eyesight is bad. That's why the very first video I showed, you saw me doing like this and like that, not making good contact with the camera. And it didn't look very professional. I was trying to. Because I know that if you're going to do these, you need to keep a channel open where they can see you and you allegedly can see them. But I can't do it. My eyes are not good. I was born with very weak eyesight, and as I've gone in life, it's gotten worse to the point where I really cannot hold a regular job. Unless they would pay me, the right amount for doing this, which I doubt they ever will. But right now we're just making butter and egg money, so to speak, is what we're trying to do. Which is why it's important that if you want to support this and you don't have money, you can subscribe, you can like, you can comment, and you can tell other friends about it. There's a lot of people that want to move to the Philippines, and that's what we do. We consult. A lot of stuff that we can consult on. Some of it is just a no charge, no brainer. You give us a call. If we've got the answer for you quick, we'll do it. If it's something in depth, then that's when we get into a consultant fee. And, you want to get upset about, hey, you're charging a consulting fee. Hey, you do that stuff all the time. You go see a doctor, you pay him. If you go see him, you go see a lawyer, you pay him. Hey, if your sink blows up in the middle of the night and it's freezing, you have to call a plumber to come out there. He's going to charge you. Information is free. You get what you pay for. But I think with the people that we've got starting to gravitate toward our site, Retiring the RP, I think that you're going to be able to get a lot of good information. I've tried a live broadcast. I think I may just do Zoom next time and put the channel up on the page and let you know how you can get in there. So that we can have a Zoom, because I tried it and then I didn't know anything about it. And my wife, bless her heart, Mary Bell's her name. I call her Mama Bell. She said, Dad, you can't do it that way. They're looking at the floor. Well, hey, I'm trying to figure out how to flip, because on this thing you can flip the camera around where it'll go out the front lens or in the back lens. On that I couldn't find one, so fortunately though, it was all recorded and I can delete it before it got broadcast. So we're going to talk about that more. We're going to talk about a couple of ideas we have to add business to Merrimack. It's a beautiful country. The Philippines in general is a beautiful country, but Merrimack and Bukidnon, the province, beautiful province. There's I can't think of the name of the channel. I'm a member of it. That does a lot of film and shows things that they do in Merrimack. And it's called the summer capital of the South. So if you've ever been to the Philippines, it can get hot around here. So you've got that to look forward to. We would like to have a farm, be able to raise some cows and some goats, do a little cheese making, grow a lot of vegetables. That's one thing I found short. About the only thing they have around here is onions and garlic and okra. This is up north in Luzon where we live now. And potatoes and carrots, which they grow a lot of vegetables up in Baguio, which is north of Manila, and a lot of vegetables come down from that way. So, we want to have a farm where we can grow stuff like peas, red beans, they grow a lot of squash here too. Squash is good. Squash, have some okra, have some green beans. Of course, grow the corn and sweet potatoes and yams and ginger, different vegetables, so that we can have fresh vegetables. You can basically grow them around here year round, and have some have a piggery and a chicken roost, a Manuk farm, if you want to call it that. Manuk being the proper, I think it's the Tagalog word for chicken. I love my Manuk, and I love the way Mama cooks it. Mom, let me tell you something. Bless my soul, the other day, Mama made some pork chops with some kind of marinade and some kind of, oh man, it's so good, make you want to slap your mama. It's that good. And she's a good cook. And of course, they grow corn around here. Of course, they also grow sugar cane here. So you can get some of the freshest sugar straight from the cane. It's delicious. And Mama, bless her heart, we want to open a bakery because she makes some, they call it fondant cakes. It's basically a marshmallow frosting type cake. She makes those, and we also want to have a bakery and a cake place. And another thing about Merrimack, if we ever get a chance to get down there, I want to take you on a tour of the wet market. It was voted the cleanest wet market in the Philippines. Beautiful, and I'm looking forward to being able to get down there. And it's about 100,000 people in the city. It's not a huge city. If you want a bigger city with more of that stuff, I think it's about, I'm going to say 30 miles up the road is Valencia, the biggest part of the marketing area and commerce area in Mindanao. And before you get off on that, I'll tell you something else too. They're building a regional airport south of Bukidnon in a town called Don Carlos, and they're currently building a highway that goes all the way from Bukidnon to from Cagayan de Oro, which is on the north coast, and I think it goes to Valencia, through Bukidnon, and then on down to Davao City. And they're also building trains so that you have railroad access all over Mindanao. And I think, if I remember correctly, and don't quote me wrong, I'm an old guy, no hair on top of the head because it doesn't have anything to grow in anymore. If I remember correctly, it goes from Cagayan de Oro to Tagum, and then down to Davao, and then over to Zamboanga City in Zamboanga do Sur. And Zamboanga is known as the City of Flowers. But my recommendation, and the government in the U.S. recommends, that you probably don't need to go in that area because there is still some problems. And I know somebody's fixing to jump up and start screaming, "Oh, you got problems. Oh, you got problems. Oh, you got problems." You know what? Go sleep in Detroit or go sleep in Memphis, Tennessee. Go there at night, or go there even during the day. I'm not knocking anything. I'm just saying, I used to live in Memphis. Memphis is a good town. I miss Memphis. It's got some really nice sections. Of course, Elvis lived there. And you got Germantown, and you got Bartlett and Cordova. And those are all nice places. Memphis is nice. And then, of course, you go across the state line, you're in Mississippi, and then you got all kind of stuff around there. See, like Lake Arcabutla is pretty. But in Mindanao, they've done a lot to improve it. There's a lot of things that are interesting to go see as we pick them up. I want to share them with you, and we get a chance, we'd like to go and show you stuff. Plenty of, what I'm going to tell you what I'm looking forward to, catfish. They've got a lot of nice lakes in that area where you can get fresh catfish. And with them growing fresh corn, you can make your own cornbread and make your own hush puppies. Catfish and hush puppies and white beans and white onions. Man, that's just making my mouth water right now. But anyway, as usual, I got off track. I didn't stick specifically to the subject. Next time we are going to discuss more about Mindanao, more about Bukidnon, more about Merrimack, and also we're going to talk about, if you have any questions you want answered, just send me an email. We've got one on the website. And remember, if you go to YouTube and you see this video, please remember to like and subscribe. And if you have somebody that you know might like it, share. We're going to try to start doing some interviews. If you're also being interested in interviewed, send me a message. If you have any comments, please. I try to read everything. Can't guarantee that I can. My eyes get tired. Boom. I got to stop. Thanks again for tuning in. I'm David, and welcome to the Retiring the RP, and welcome to the RP if you decide to come down. I've got to answer a guy from email earlier. Take care of that. Take care of some other stuff. One of these days I'll be able to get a GoPro and a real phone and be able to increase it. But hey, like I said, we have a Patreon page. The link is on retiringtherp.com on our WordPress page. I need to get it over on the Facebook page too. you have any questions, you would like to help us out, we would be appreciated. We're going to try to build it up. We're going to talk about some of the stuff going on in the U.S. and how it affects you. There are a lot of people who are deciding that they do not want to live like they have to live in the U.S., looking for another place to go. I sure think you ought to consider coming to the Philippines. A lot of people speak English here. Good thing. Thanks for stopping by. Again, this is David. Welcome in the Retire in the RPA. You have a great day.